Please.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I like the way that guy says dog. Everybody should say dog like that. I want to play it back, but then we have to listen to the whole. But he does say dog right next to it. Dog. Dog. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. I don't know. I like it. Welcome to Coffee with the Dog. I do like the way he says that. Anyway, welcome. It is Thursday, December 21st, 2023. Today is the first day of winter, which means from this moment on until further notice, the days will be getting longer, which is a good thing. I'm in a very torn place here because I want the next 90 days to go fast to get to spring, but I want the next 90 days, I want every day to slow down because days are going by too fast and there's just not enough time for me to get the stuff done that I need to get done every day. So I'm like, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I'm looking forward to spring. I hate winter. I'm looking forward to the days getting longer. But I also want winter to get over with, even though I want Thursday today to give me a few extra hours to get stuff done. And this is my conundrum. My conundrum. We have a strange show for you today. Willie is responsible for it, and Willie's not here. Which I understand. Willie's on the road. He's living out of a suitcase, and he's got a lot of shit going on right now with his. He met his son for the first time yesterday, which has to be an emotional thing. He's also in the studio and recording some music or something. He's on the road doing shows, whatever he's doing. He's got a lot going on. But he is responsible for the guests today. It's not something I would have booked on my own. And I have the kind of information I want GD to have generally. Nothing. Well, I have the person's name and what they want to talk about. And that's it. The person's name is Megan Jones, which actually turns out to be a quite common name. And you would think, Megan's a pretty common name, and Jones is a very common name in the United States. Not the number one in the phone book anymore. It used to be. Jones and Smith were like Smith and Jones were running neck and neck for a while. But Johnson is the number one name in the United States phone books. I don't know if you know this. This is trivia that you don't even care about, but I'm telling you anyway. So Megan Jones is quite a popular name. Her story is that she has food allergies and almost died because of a food allergy. I don't know what to. And her daughter saved her life. That's the whole story that I know. So this came through on Sunday. Will said, I got a guest for the second hour on Thursday. She's got a really interesting story. I said, well, tell her to send me a headshot and a bio or something. So I haven't gotten that. But I did Google Megan Jones, food allergy, daughter saves lives, all that kind of stuff. And this is where it gets really crazy for me. I got 4 Megan Jones. None of the images look like it's the same person. three of them are nurses, but one of says is the doctor was a nurse practitioner and a doctor. Her passion is teaching people about food allergies. She was saved by her daughter. I don't think any of them are this one. So there are four other Megan Jones with similar food allergy, saved by the daughter stories. So Megan Jones is a popular name. Okay, I get that. It's a popular name. But four other Megan Jones who have a similar food allergy story, that's odd, don't you think? Don't you think? Or is it just me? And I know, I don't think. So there you go. I don't think. But I think that's a weird thing. I think. You think? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Put it in the think box. Anyway, so that's the show we're planning on having an hour from now. Willie's doing, and Willie knows her, and I don't, and Willie's not here. Again, I appreciate that he's going through a lot right now. Got big plans. He's going to Florida. I just heard about that yesterday. He's going to become the next Facebook zillionaire or something. Mark Zuckerberg asked him to move into his house and be partners on Facebook or something. He's got recording stuff going on. He's got a call with Barry Katz coming up. He's got lots. He's moving and shaking, and from what I understand, he's going to be the next governor of Florida or something. I don't know. A lot going on in Willie's life right now, but he should be for this because I don't know. I'm going to be interviewing or having a conversation with somebody I know nothing about. I'm not even sure she got the links because she never responded to me. So that's that. Anyway, that's what we're possibly looking forward to. Otherwise, it's just gonna be me and GD insulting each other for 2 hours. Or I could just sit here and ramble and leave GD in the back and say, "Well, I know I get a chance. Come on, insult him." Um, we'll figure that out. Something weird I wanted to mention, which is it's not it means nothing to nobody, but it's been on my mind for a couple of days. I've been meaning to talk about this. Um, there is this woman. Yeah, she's a woman. Ayala on Twitter. Ayala is her handle. She's a sex worker who asks a lot of probing, non-toxic probing questions on Twitter quite often about sex, but not always about sex. And I don't know. She seems kind of hoary to me. Yeah, of course she seems hoary to you. She's a whore. Anyway, she asked she said, put out a Q&A, ask a sex worker anything. So I was just being silly, like I often am. I was like, that's crazy. So I asked, what's the 401k plan? And what are the benefits like? Do you get paid time off? Do you get personal days? How many personal days do you get? Do you get vacation time? And I wasn't expecting a response. But the sex workers apparently take everything seriously and want to answer me about their investment portfolios and their ability to take time off. And you know what? It's weird. I think things I never considered about, like scheduling your days around your junk, your menstruation and all that kind. Scheduling your shifts if you're an independent sex worker, something I never really considered. So they take my questions seriously and answering them. I'm not going to read them all here, but you don't listen. If you got to be able to tell when somebody's just an idiot and fucking around with you. I don't care about benefits package. And yes, I am jealous that you can get paid to fuck and make a lot more money than I make or made when I was making money. Now I'm burning money. I'm going through life. My mission in life is just to die very much in debt, and then I will feel like I won. And I'll be like hee for the banks because they'll cut. I told Mikey this plan. He said, "Well, they'll find you money." I don't have any money. What are they going to find? Well, take it from your wife. No, see, she's insulated. She's got things in her name, and I did this on purpose so that when I die, the banks can't take anything from her. So, yeah. So fuck you, banks. Keep giving me credit. That's what I'm saying, and I'll just use it. I just send me another credit card. I will max it out today. But I'm coming back to the sex worker thing. I am jealous that if I were born like a hot chick or something, I could just be like sitting around getting laid like 24 days out of the month. Well, maybe that's exaggerated, but getting paid the big bucks for it. And you got to have the confidence to sell yourself, right? You can't just be like a street whore going out there giving $20 hand jobs and blowjobs and stuff. You got to be an escort and wait for the phone to ring and then say, yes, I will fuck you for $10,000 tonight. Buy me a dress and buy me whatever they do. I mean, so you have to separate. You have to have enough pride and I guess confidence in your own whoriness to whore out for the big bucks, not for the small bucks. That's all I'm saying. But if you do, apparently you can have a portfolio that is worth, according to this girl, $7 million. $7 million in an investment portfolio as a whore. At that point, I'd probably quit whoring and just fuck who I wanted to fuck. Because, listen, the downside, I get on whoring. The downside of this stuff is you got to fuck some people that are really gross and you don't want to fuck. But, hey, you bring the money. Money's green, right? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, GD, speaking of whores, GD is here. Good morning, whore.
Okay, I've already picked this one, but here we go. But Mind Dog Coffee. It comes in your mouth. It comes in all sizes, but most of all, it's consensual. Mind Dog Coffee.
Now, how much does it pay to come in your mouth? That's what I want to know.
I don't know what Mind Dog Coffee costs.
Yeah,
I think it depends on the size.
Now, Mind Dog Coffee, I just want to say it costs 3 times as much as whatever you buy in the super. Nah, it's 3 times. I think it starts at like $14.95 a pound, and some of them are as much as $21 a pound.
It depends on the blend, and
I think if you buy it in quantity, it comes. I don't know. I'm not in charge of. I'm just a CEO. I don't really know what happens. It's a fucking company. So yeah. But it's expensive. This is the number one complaint we have. Listen, we can't do it any cheaper. I could do it like $1 cheaper, but that would be at cost, and I'm not. What's the point of that? Just to have you drink a cup of coffee that comes in a bag with my fucking animated face on it? No.
It's animated?
Well, drawn. Not animated. I mean, cartoon. Cartoon. Yeah, no, that would be cool if we could make it actually. Food allergies. Here's something for you. This is what we're going to be talking about lately. I have no idea about what's going on, but Hampton's Peanut Butter Company, a local company, on the label it says "Warning: contains peanuts."
That's good. That's good.
On a peanut butter, like how stupid do you have to be to buy a peanut butter and not know, without being told, that it contains peanuts?
You know, here's the funny thing, and I don't necessarily mean funny, haha. And if it works out to be funny, haha, I planned it that way.
Oh,
but you know how two things. First of all, it turns out that Megan Jones is actually a franchise, which is why there's so many of them. So you can actually buy a Megan Jones franchise. It turns out, and I may get one. I'm looking at the pricing right now. So that's the one thing. That's why there's so many of them with the same issues. You're buying the name and the issue.
And the occupation, nurse or
because it's a franchise. You don't get to change anything.
You get to, so obviously some get to be doctor. At least one got to be a doctor from nurse practitioner or something.
Yeah, but that's like if you're buying a McDonald's and it's in an airport or in a strip mall.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, so that's just minor stuff, but they can't change the menu really. So and each franchise, in the franchise, they have their own agreements, but that's basically it. And I'm negotiating with them right now. I'll tell you more as I learn more. Um, Now, as far as
Wow.
peanut allergy, well, not the peanut allergy itself, but if you notice, like on food, sometimes something could be spelled, let's say KRAB, and it's like crab, but then in the bottom, but you look at the ingredients, there is no CRAB.
Right.
You look at the ingredients, it's halibut, haddock, um, sodium glutamate, but it tastes like CRAB, even though
It
it's
tastes like
KRAB.
chicken.
Of the sea. And I don't know how is the peanut spelled on the jar. That's why I wanted the peanut maker. Is
I
it
got to
P?
get to pull it up again. But
Because if it's spelled like funky, they may have to, like, let's say they call it P
no,
dash
it's
nut.
Hampton's peanut butter. It's like
Yeah,
they
but it
don't
may
spell
be
it funky.
Hampton's. It could be Hampton's P dash nut butter, and then you don't know, for certain.
Oh,
And then you have to
but
go, okay, this really does have peanuts. It's not tofu with peanut flavoring.
in
You
any
know.
event, it does contain peanuts. So if you have a peanut allergy, do not consume Hampton's peanut butter. Is all I'm saying about that.
Would that not be smart if you have a peanut allergy to not eat any peanut butter?
You would think
Or you just have
that's
to
why
avoid that
that's
one?
it. Just we have bottles of bleach that says "do not drink." I mean, we have reached a level of preventing stupid people, and I think to our detriment. If somebody is, here we go, YouTube's going to take me down for this. If somebody is inclined to just drink bleach, wouldn't it be better for the human population to let them and cut the evolutionary chain right down so they can't
You have just
bear to?
recapped the sketch premises of 1,300 comedians that I know.
Right, right,
Let the dumb people thin out the herd. Just thin out the herd.
yeah.
I know 13. Now they're different. Some of them is just like a one-liner like this. Let the dumb people thin out the herd. And then there's people who are a little more thoughtful, like myself and George Carlin, who have like a longer bit about it. But yeah.
You want to go in because I was thinking about Colin. You mentioned him, so I'm going to talk about him a little bit. When I was young, Occupation Fool, Class Clown, all those albums, I laughed hard at them. But at the end, and I'm not taking away from Colin's brilliance or the fact that he was funny, but I stopped laughing at his special sometime in like the mid '80s and sat there. Like sometimes you'd be laughing on the inside, but those outward expressions of laughter stopped when he became like this old man professor Colin, as opposed to Class Clown or Occupation Fool Colin.
Right.
I don't think anybody else could get away with that. We in today's world where you go to see a comedian and you're only laughing on the inside.
I think now, but I think the difference is I don't. Maybe a comedian cannot start off like that, but Carlin evolved.
Right,
He didn't start. He started off, and then a lot of his audience went along for the ride because they're going like, "Well, we know he's funny. He's
right.
earned a reputation." But let's say old man Carlin couldn't
No,
start
you're
that
absolutely
today.
right on that. That's
Of
a
course, I'm
solid
right. I
point.
wouldn't have said it if I wasn't right. Honey,
No,
can you
you
hear
would.
this?
You'd say lots of
No.
things that aren't right. You say things that aren't right every day. But
I'm
that
sorry.
one you're
Willie just
perfectly.
said something. Willie says forensic humorist makes more and more sense all the time. Now I don't know what he means by that, and he said he's going to be here in 20 minutes, so he has a few
In
minutes to.
Maryland, you better watch. I would lock my doors if I were you. Whatever, he's going to be there in 20 minutes. Uh, I would be really afraid if I were you.
I'm not afraid. I have an attack cat.
He's an
I
ex.
have an attack cat, and I have it on good authority that Willie's afraid of pussy, so I'm not worried.
People on a cruise to the Bahamas ended up in Boston because of inclement weather. They went. This is like yesterday. They went for a Christmas cruise to the Bahamas in Florida, and the boat said, "No, it's too messed up down there. We're going to take you to Boston instead." Now everybody on the boat is packed for the Bahamas and Florida, and they go into Boston in the middle of winter or the beginning of winter. No, people aren't happy about it, obviously. Like, what the hell was the captain thinking? Like, you can't find someplace warm to take these people.
I'm willing to bet that the captain has owns like a warehouse, like a store that sells winter clothes that's like is going out of business. And he's going like, we can kill two birds with one stone. We can take them to Boston and save the trip, and they could buy clothing at a low, low price.
I don't think they're going to be spending any money. I think they're going to be suing the cruise line or whatever. It's a crazy shit that we're going through, man. At times where people just, how does a captain take that upon himself to? First of all, there are other places before Boston. I mean, Philadelphia is at least a little warmer and a little bit more. There's plenty of places along the way. You could have stopped in South Carolina, North Carolina. No, Boston. Let's go to where it's. Why not go to Maine or Canada or
Well, if you went to Maine or Canada, it'd be Canada. Well, Maine, first of all, I think there's still like 150,000 people without power.
Oh,
there's a lot of people up there. There's a lot of people out there with that. Matter of fact, people from Canada. Canada has sent electric workers down to Maine to help out. So Maine is like kind of fucked right now. Not the whole state, but I actually have family there that's kind of fucked, and they want to come down and stay with us. And we said, sorry, new phone, who this?
Yeah, we just booked a cruise to Boston. So.
My family didn't ask to come down and stay with us. They know they'd rather be in Maine without power than in Maryland with heat and electricity if it means staying with me.
Yeah. So it's just one of those weird things that's in the news here.
Iceland had a volcano.
Yeah, where was the Iceland? And somebody posted a picture of it, like the lava shooting up and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to cover that story, but only because I want to see the pictures. I haven't looked at it yet.
Somebody said that if that happened in America, we'd have people wanting to touch the lava.
As a matter of fact, they'd have been there, like on the edge of the crust. Yeah. Mostly now, this may sound racist.
It may. Hold on. We need a special graphic to come up. Wait, may sound racist alert. Go ahead.
This may sound racist, but it's not meant to be. Let's just say that there aren't going to be any black people on the edge of the volcano wanting to touch it.
No, they definitely won't be looking for Bigfoot either.
No.
Yeah.
So now I was going to frame it in the positive, but I just said it in the negative, saying who you won't find there. And if I eliminate enough people, you'll find out which people are going to be there. So you won't find any Samoans at the edge of the volcano. You won't find any Puerto Ricans. We're going to go through the whole list of all the people you won't find. You'll figure out who I'm talking about.
Uh-huh. I think I know. Okay.
I can stop now.
All right.
And I'm not going to say just kidding, because we all know.
No, we need a banner for that, a graphic banner for that. He's not just kidding. He means every word of it. By the way, I was going to start by calling you a liar today. Now, I know you're just saying you want to spend every minute with your wife because you know you're being taped and you know there's a possibility she could hear it. So I do think that's the reason you're saying this. Or either that or you have not experienced life at all. Because even if you worship, even if she was God himself or herself, 24 hours, 365. It's just, you can't take another human being for that.
Okay, so now here's the deal. I can say with all sincerity that I want to spend every waking moment of my life with my wife, by my side. I can say that with sincerity because I know for a fact it's not possible. My wife would want to spend half of her life traveling, and the two of us can't travel together right now because we have a cat that does not travel well. So that's why she takes her excursions.
Oh,
alone.
That is such a weak excuse. I had so weak excuse that it was like something I would come up with.
And that's where we got it from. We actually got it from the Matt Napo Book of Excuses, chapter 3, page 19, paragraph 6, as a matter of fact. If you're looking for that book, guys, it's available everywhere that book is sold.
My wife would see through that right away. We can't leave the cat with Sarah for a week, or my,
Oh no, our cat would starve if you left her with anybody for any amount of time. She is the only other person that we could probably leave the cat with. We can't leave the cat with anymore because he divorced our friend, and we can't be friends with them anymore. We can't be friends with him because we had to choose sides.
See, no,
And he
I
was
don't
in the
do that.
wrong.
I don't do that. If somebody tells me I have to choose sides, I tell them, well, then I'm not choosing you.
No, we didn't. It's nobody told us to choose sides. Here's the deal. All right, and for those of you who want to know the whole story, check it out on my third DVD. It's one of the first stories in the front, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just go
Thank
to
God.
Psychomedy 101.
Thank God we don't have
The
to watch
joke
the whole.
Psychomedy 101, the jokes less traveled. It's one of the first stories on there. So you can hear the whole actual story, but
All right.
but in a nutshell, he and I became friends because the women folk were friends.
Right.
And the women folk decided that we would be good friends, by association. See, I'm not even telling it as a joke, and you're already laughing because you understand what I'm talking about, and that's why the story works. Because people understand if you're a married couple, sometimes you become friends by marriage, and that's what happened in our case. He and I became friends by marriage.
I let those people know. If that relationship broke up, though, I would be so happy that I don't have to be friends with him anymore. Because if I was,
Well, see, like I said, so when I say I had to choose, I'm doing this in a nutshell. In a nutshell, because I don't want to take up the whole 20 minutes, waiting for Willie, talking about myself when I could be insulting Willie and looking for a replacement.
yeah, it looks
So
like we're 27 minutes in, so that 20 minutes I think
yeah,
expired.
and with this for a baseball game, if your pitcher were 6 minutes late, you would be looking for a relief pitcher right now. So
Right.
as of right now, we're looking for Dick and Ace to come in. We're looking for an Ace pitcher or a Dick
Or
pitcher to
yeah,
come in.
as long as Willie's here in time for this allergy food allergy near death survivor, because I don't know anything about her. I haven't seen a headshot or a bio, and I feel like I should have done my homework like you do. No, I wouldn't have done my homework. I would have just at least known where she's from, like a little bit more about her, and known which Megan Jones she was.
You know,
Just
I speaking of Willie, the fact that Willie went from me not knowing anything about comedy to being a forensic humorist makes more and more sense all the time. It sounds like eventually I might become funny to him.
no,
Eventually, I don't know how long it would take. I
no,
don't even know if I could live that long to do it. I don't know.
no. You'd have to really dumb it down for the masses. Unfortunately, this is the state of comedy. This is what we're talking about with Colin. Like, you know what? He started out as dumbing down it for the masses, and when he got enough support of being like the hippy dippy weather guy and all the kind of goofy stuff he did before, then he was able to kind of incorporate more sophisticated stuff as he went along. But
Right.
yeah, I hate to kind of keep backtracking here. Now, speaking of backtracking, have you got any food I know you said you're diabetic. Do you have food allergies?
Is penicillin a food?
Is what?
Penicillin, is that a food?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, it's a drug. I mean, it's in some
It's
food.
ingested and it has caloric value, but
Okay.
I don't. Okay, here's the see. In my 20s, I stopped producing a bacteria or a protein that would help me break down beef and pork. You know, so I stopped, and it would just sit there in my stomach and not break down, and I would get sick from the fumes and stuff, and get fevers, chills, and vomiting eventually. And so I stopped eating beef and pork. I don't know if you'd call that an allergy or not, as much as my body just says, fuck it, don't eat it. I'll make you sick.
You don't like the swine. I get it.
Yeah, my body doesn't like the beef and the porks. But not just that, it was also the most mammals. It doesn't, but it's the protein depending on the
Chicken?
mammal.
Chicken?
Well, chicken is a particular kind of mammal that has feathers and lays eggs. So
Right.
I can, chicken and turkeys are a special kind of mammal. I can eat them.
That chicken's got some really bad time signatures going, or mixed time signatures. It's like doing a measure of 3, a measure of 4, a measure of 5, a
It's
measure
a
of 3.
syncopated chicken,
Yeah.
a funky chicken.
Yeah, funky chicken. Wasn't there a song?
Yeah.
No, syncopated duck. Was that?
Well, there was a disco duck.
But there was a syncopated duck, I think, or something like that. I think it was a Jeff Beck song. If I think, I don't know. I could be just like imagining my past.
Well, you did do acid once, right?
Yeah, once a day for many years. Yeah.
I've never done acid. I've never done anything truly mind altering.
Well,
Well, I take that back. I have, but not on purpose.
when my parents were arrested and they played them the wiretaps, the first wiretap they heard was of me telling my friend I was going to pick up 100 hits of acid. Not the thing you want your parents to hear. But fortunately, I was able to placate them somewhat and saying, well, I wasn't going to do them all myself. I was going to sell most of them.
Okay, let's exchange parent arrest stories. Tell me about your parent arrest story, and I'll tell you about mine.
Oh, I came home from school. I was 13 years old, and my parents were both in jail. I did not see them being arrested. My brother did. They basically, the FBI had a wiretap on the house for 2.5 years before they got arrested. And apparently, when they went to put my mother in handcuffs, my brother threw a temper tantrum and wanted to, fight the cops and stuff. And they basically they muscled them down and said, "Shut the fuck up, or we'll take you and your little brother too. We got evidence on everybody in the whole family." So but that's what led to me leaving home. I mean, it was within 6 months after that I decided, well, there was a bunch of stuff going on. There was money missing from the bookmaking stuff, and my father was like insanely like accusing everybody on the planet of stealing from his bookie bag, which they needed for lawyers and shit at the time.
Right.
And so the house was a fucking madness place, a fucking asylum. So I took off and I went to Florida and said, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm out." At 14 years old. So, yeah, that's there's not much of a story there. I mean, I didn't see it. I just know that it took about 3 days, I think, for them to get out on bail. But for those 3 days, I was like, Mom and Dad are in jail. I can do anything. I can do it. The world is mine. I
could get more acid.
I had acid. I was an entrepreneur. At 13.
Oh, okay.
I was acid. Not acid wasn't the only thing I was dealing. I had like lots in those days. Pills were nobody does pills anymore. I feel like nostalgia for pills, uppers, downers, capsules, all those kind.
Yeah, barbiturates.
All of it.
Yeah.
I had somebody robbed the drugstore and got 10,000 phenobarbital. And basically, me and this guy Norman were able to buy the whole 10,000 lot of them.
Damn.
Yeah, and so those we, selling them at $1 a hit or $2 a hit, they were lasting forever and ever. We just every day go to school with a bag of 200 of them. So it was a time when people bought pills from
Valium,
teenagers.
and amphetamines, Barbies.
This is why people who judge Bill Cosby, when I bring up the paradigm of my upbringing, that pills were everywhere and people were taking them to fuck. And You would just give them to girls, and they wouldn't. You didn't have to slip them in their drinks. You just say, "Here, have one of these," and they say, "Okay."
Yeah.
And we get fucked up. We get and downers make you really horny. It's no.
Now, on the other hand, if the girl says, "Excuse me, I have a headache," and you give her an aspirin, but you don't tell her it's not
You're a
an
bad guy.
aspirin,
You're a bad
yeah,
guy.
I'm just saying. So in that case, yes, you may be a rapist.
Carl says, how dare people judge a rapist? Now he's going to come in.
Yeah, speaking of rapists, here comes Carl.
He's going to come in and call me like Bill Cosby rapist or Bill Cosby enabler, isn't he?
It's good to see you, Carl. I like your face.
Good to see you too. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
At all.
Let me know if you're getting an echo. I've got no headphones at the moment.
We can't even hear you. Not a word you're saying.
What's the rest of your shirt say? Sunset
Boulevard in sunny Manchester.
Oh, I am so used to Sunset Boulevard being in California. I never stopped to think it might be in another place.
Pacific Palisade sounds like it's in Britain somewhere, I think.
Now, does Britain actually have any sunsets? Because it doesn't seem like it has any sunrises. It seems like it's dank all the time.
You're so prejudiced.
That's racist.
Yeah, it's totally racist.
Is that racist or environmentalist?
It's very grey right now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
I want to say that Carl would not take a Quaalude when I try to fuck him in the ass.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I do want to try a Quaalude though. Is there any still around? Are there any old ones left that are like 50 years old that you can still eat?
That would be the Cosby collection.
Would they still have any potency? I think they became weak as time went on. That's why. But you know what? They probably still manufacture them, don't they?
No,
they probably call it something else. They probably
it was kind of over. People just started taking ecstasy after the 80s. I think once you hit 1990, that was happy pills instead of retarded pills, which I think what Quaaludes are.
Methaqualone, Rora 714s, and lemon. They had 714 stamped right on them. They still make them.
Yeah,
I've had ketamine. I've had ketamine. I guess is that Quaalude? I've been in a K-hole where time slows down. It's not fun.
Yeah, Rora 714s, but I mean, so it was a drug to get fucked with. I mean, basically, I can't tell you how many concerts I went to where hanging out with girls and say, "You want to do a Quaalude?" And then that was basically what you were asking was, we're gonna get so fucked up that both of us are gonna want to fuck anything once you take this.
I love this. I love this clarification. It's different. Cosby was fucking actively raping bitches for 50 years. It's a little bit different. They didn't want it.
Right. Well, no, some of them actually said they took it. Well, listen, I don't know. I wasn't there.
You've already said stuff on here that could put you in prison. Be careful.
No, listen.
And they have changed. They have changed some of the rules. That there are some things are retroactive.
Yeah.
If you didn't want it, why would you be in Bill Cosby's fucking hotel room?
Well, no. Come on, man.
What, you would go to Bill Cosby if Bill Cosby asked you to go up to his hotel room?
No, but that's not okay. That's blaming the victim, not the fucking.
It's not blaming the victim. It's saying maybe you're not a victim. Maybe because you went to his room.
Come on now.
That
doesn't mean you want to get raped.
Everybody knew he was.
To give you advice as an actress, the same as Weinstein. Hey, come up to my room. We'll have a meeting about this movie.
Yeah, it's like saying I'm just going to go to Hefner's bedroom, Hugh Hefner's bedroom, just for a chat.
I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure plenty of women wanted to suck off Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby to get somewhere, right? For sure. But there are probably a lot who are just dumb and naive and young and a bit retarded, like most people in show business are.
But I hear what you're saying. But Harvey Weinstein didn't develop his act with a thing called Spanish Fly in the early 1960s, telling people, this is what I do. I drug women to fuck them. This is who I am. Want to come to my bedroom?
Okay. No one. People aren't looking at Cosby's. No one watched fucking Cosby stand up, unless you were in the 60s, right?
Yeah, right. But 60s and 70s. But he did. It wasn't just a one-off thing. It was his constant thing in Vegas. And these people knew who he was. Everybody knew who Bill Cosby was. in that time. They knew he was a guy who did drugs and
So what
drugged
Matt
women.
Nappo on Mind Dog TV is saying, all those women knew what they were getting in for.
No, I don't know any. I I said I wasn't there, but listen, you wouldn't go to his bedroom. You would. You had to know who he was. It was part of pop culture. Everybody, and when he became the Dr. Huxtable, that was a shock.
People didn't know because it was a shock when it came out, right? Most people didn't know. You might have known if you paid attention to that stuff.
Younger people,
guess, right?
People who weren't around in when he was doing that. But I brought up the "I Gotta Be Me" video with Sammy Davis Jr. and there Bill Cosby right behind him in the Playboy Mansion, and there's all these like 20-something, early 20-something girls in like short skirts, and Bill Cosby's passing out drinks and stuff behind Sammy. I gotta be me. Yeah, you gotta be me. And Sammy Davis Jr., by the way, when he made that, he was in a satanic cult, Anton LaVey's satanic cult, and he said he was just there for the drugs and the pussy.
The funny thing is
that's the only reason to join a cult, isn't it?
It's like 1970.
Yeah, see, that song went from "I Gotta Be Me" to "I Gotta Be Memed" because that was just a picture of Cosby and the drinks, and
Thinking of, do you remember the cult? They did a documentary called Wild Wild Country. It was a cult in Oregon in the early 80s. I didn't know about it until I saw the documentary. Took over the town, right? They even had their own police force. They blocked out. But the core idea of that cult is amazing. It's just free love and we'll grow our own food. That was just the core of it. It just got a little bit insane when the lady took over.
I had one of those people on the nighttime show a couple of years ago.
That's really interesting. I'd love to speak to someone from there. But the actual thing, Osho or something, is still active in India. Now it's a retreat that you can pay for. So it's just basically you go there to do yoga and fuck and eat like nice organic food. Shall I go for content?
I wonder how many of those are still active today that in the United States alone that we don't even know about, like that aren't in the news.
I mean, you got the major, I guess, like Scientology is the major one where they're fucking imprisoning people, right? But you've got you're gonna have things you don't know about. The Nexium thing kind of was under the radar until it wasn't.
Right.
That's a fascinating one as well. That guy, you're gonna follow Keith Raniere. Have you seen him?
Yeah. It's amazing how a guy like that can,
and fairly smart people as well. He had some really rich investors.
The cult I worked for were all very highly respected professionals, and doctors, lawyers, people, highly educated people. It's just strange shit.
Yes, Ian, I'm into it. There's a Scientology church on the street next to me, and I ran past it and told them I was going to murder David Miscavige a couple of weeks ago or a few months ago. But I think I might start going in there trolling them with a hidden camera or something. Go and sign up with my shirt off and say I'm lost and lonely.
Willie just sent me a headshot for Megan Jones. Now, like, there's no way I can use it. It was for the promo piece, not in advance to put it's no good now. And she's not any one of the Megan Jones that I saw when I Googled the whole
because it's a franchise. I keep trying to explain
I know.
it to you.
It's a common name, isn't it? If you think about it, it probably has the potential to be quite a common name. There's probably lots of Megan Joneses online doing stuff.
Right. On the sex cult thing, I had Arthur Hunt. God, man, I am so senior. Alzheimer's ridden old.
Yes, sir. You owe me $200. Remember?
Yeah, I'm Joe Biden, and where's my son? I had the cult lady on, Arthur, she was the second in charge of this cult. She was like the administrative assistant to the cult leader. And started in LA, or started in San Francisco, moved to LA, then moved to Austin, Texas. They were headquartered in the building that is now the Comedy Mothership.
Oh, so I knew. I thought the building he brought in the first place was the headquarters for the cult, and then he couldn't do it because there was loads of problems.
Oh, so he didn't build it.
Yeah, he brought another building last year, and that was the cult headquarters. But there are shitloads of problems with the road and stuff. So the one he's got now is actually it's an old theater.
But that cult is still in existence, according to the lady who was on the show a year and a half ago.
I need to look into it. I love cults. I can't get enough.
I can't get enough. Why?
I don't know. I just find it fascinating that people can follow, like, normally fucking idiots as well. But in the core of a lot of these cults, it's a good Like the ethos is often good, right? It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna grow our own food, we're gonna fuck everyone, but it turns into the cult leader fucking everyone and your wives and daughters, and then they get guns and stuff or kill each other, kill themselves. That's what it normally goes bad. But I think that's just more human beings living together for a long
It
time.
seems to me the pattern is the person in charge gets afraid that someone's going to come after their position of power and take their privileges. So
they
they
more
start to
paranoid,
knuckle
right?
down. They start to knuckle down, saying things like, "Well, okay, only." It starts out being like we can all have sex, to being like, "Okay, only I can have sex and I get to pick." You
and I need all your money. Yeah, I've invented a cult. Like I'd figured out how it would work and everything. It's called the Universal Hive. I need to go into it in detail. Get my notes back.
My experience in the cult. First of all, Barbara was not an idiot. She was a really.
But it's the same as religion, though, isn't it? There are plenty of very, 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 very smart people that believe in God, and it's not that far removed to just have a new thing to believe in, is it?
Right. No, I'm talking about the cult leader. She was, because this like
the leaders are normally pretty smart.
Yeah, well, pretty smart manipulative. They don't have to be geniuses like her, but I think because she worked for NASA. She was the head of NASA's space flight
set up by Nazis.
Yeah, right. But in the 60s, and then she had this kind of weird thing where she kind of I don't know. She imagined Satan coming to steal her daughter. Woo. And then she did battle with Satan, and I guess a psychotic break from reality is what.
Yeah.
Now, did Satan look like Sammy Davis Jr.?
No. It's I think this was before Sammy, because maybe, I don't know. It's around the same time, maybe. Anyway,
maybe Cosby didn't do it. Maybe it was just Satan in blackface.
Well, so according to her, she did battle with Satan. And she sent Satan running. She turned Satan into an infant, and Satan ran running from the room as a crying little infant and ran away.
Okay, does Satan wear pants and is he circumcised? That's what I want to know.
Well, unfortunately, Barbara's passed, so we can't really ask her questions. It's not a Q&A. It would be a Q&A if
we can hold a seance and find out. We could have a seance and ask. Or if anybody else out there, because she may not be the only one, but if anybody else out there has done battle with Satan and seen him naked, please come on the show. We would like to ask you some questions. Does Satan wear pants and is he circumcised?
Well, people who believe in possessions and stuff as well. It just fascinates me. Like in
she used to channel. She channeled a guide from Atlantis called Heroin, and then she channeled a goddess energy. Those were her two main entities that she channeled. But coming back to the sex thing, she wasn't having sex with. She definitely fondled me a couple of times, but we didn't have sex.
That's not sexual. That was
no. It was totally sexual because the words she said while she was grabbing me, it was sexual. But that's all. It was just sexual harassment. She wasn't fucking everybody, but the cult was. But here's the thing: it was almost exclusively lesbian, like. Because there were a lot of women in this thing.
But you're a lesbian.
I wish I could have been. If I could have been, I probably could have got.
Well, that's the twist for that cult. It's just a big lesy cult. I like it.
Yeah, like my second day working there, walked into. They had these chelation rooms, and they turn out all the lights, and they partner up. And I walk in, and they're in a hotel ballroom, and all these women are like fucking eating pussy.
I was going to say everyone's scissoring an owl mask, and Hillary Clinton's in the corner.
Yeah, and there I am thinking, like, what about me? I could play. I don't get invited in any reindeer games, and this was the problem.
Poor little Rudolph.
You're a sausage Satan. No sausage Satans allowed.
If I would have had some Quaaludes, it would have helped the situation, I think.
Yeah, you would have drugged them to the point where they couldn't consent anymore. Sounds cool.
But yeah, poor little Rudolph is a sausage Satan.
Yeah.
So that's the children's book waiting to happen.
The only reason I went there is this is one cult example where the leader wasn't getting all the pussy. The leader was just like.
Well, I guess maybe it's a bit different with women. It would be worth looking into that as well, because it's normally the men, if they run a cult.
There were guys there. It's something. I think most of the guys. It seemed a little soft in the sandals, if you know what I mean. But there were heterosexual men involved, but they were outnumbered. I think it was probably like 80-20. women to men. But
Friendship.
like I think I talked about the first day I worked there, and she was giving a class to the teachers. This was her teaching her teachers. There were like 80-something teachers that worked for her. 78 of those teachers were women and 2 men. And she got up and she said, wanted to show this new healing technique she learned while she was in Bali. This is Barbara who talks like this. And she said, I was in Bali and the healer taught me this technique. I want everybody to stand up now. Take your middle finger and put it right on your clitoris. And the 2 male teachers just turned around and looked at me like, I'm like, what do you want from me? This is my first day here. I don't know where your clitoris is.
I like that. I've heard that voice a few times. I like that. That's your one impression as well. If you do like a Pakistani accent, it's
yeah,
it's like Conway's impression. Man, I'm William Conway. Here's an impression of Gollum.
You know what I mean?
Give me Precious.
Well, I don't know if you know this about me, but well, let me just say, well, I got to tell you,
I know.
You know what I mean?
We're only ragging on your comment. I know a guy that's so fucking frustrating. I have to talk to him on Teams and stuff, so I'm always muting and just yelling. He always interjects everything with "How can I say?" Let me. How can I say? How shall I say? Just fucking say it. You're saying it now. You don't need cut up the whole first part out.
Right. See, now I say that as a joke. Like I will start off a sentence like, "Let me be brief," and part of the, like when I'm writing a letter, and I will add 3 sentences about how to be. I'm going to be brief, and if I really wanted to be brief, I would have cut out those 3 sentences.
Ian wants to know if she had a speech impediment. Like, yes, she had a speech impediment even when she did Haywin from Atlantis. She still talked with too much sibilance and spit coming out of her mouth all the time. She just talked like a lot of sibilance is all. And she would go into a trance. Now, in a hotel ballroom, 1,200 people, eyes closed. And she would be channeling Haywin from Atlantis. And she kind of would like put on like a fake Asian accent with the sibilance, if you can imagine that. And she would
Atlanteans were Asian, were they?
Yeah. She would open
like Chinese Asian or Central Asian.
I don't know. I would have thought they were more Greek, but anyway, she would open up one eye and look at me at the soundboard and like, cut my makeup, like in the middle, supposedly in the middle of a trance. And
the Atlantean knew about fucking audio video technology.
They did.
They probably did. Yeah.
They were an advanced society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they had conchs. Turn my conch up. Turn my conch up, please.
How dare you do that with a Mind Dog coffee cup? Oh, that's not a Mind Dog coffee cup?
No, that was. I'll do this one. Turn my conch up, please. Turn my conch up. Yeah.
Oh,
nobody believes I'm the best comedian ever anyway, so I can use this cup for that.
Wait, you're a comedian?
I'm just saying nobody believes I am.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I was hammered last night. I was on a pub crawl with a friend and Christmas drinks, and I went into pub. We didn't know there was a comedy night, and there was, and I went up, and it was fun. And then at the end of the night, I think I've drunkenly got a venue to run a mic in. I think, and it's next door. It's there. It's my local bar. But I need to go in there today and check. But I have anxiety, so I'm going to get drunk before I go in there, and I might forget again. And it's going to be a vicious cycle.
Wow.
Pain.
Yeah. So the other thing in Seattle one time we were there, we were doing a workshop.
You did not sound interested. Sorry, Seattle. What?
Yeah, I don't want to go there. In Seattle, one time we were doing a workshop, and for some reason, everybody they were devout followers of her because every time she did a workshop, but they were Italians and Japanese. I guess
Italians or Italian Americans.
No, Italians from Italy. And I was thinking, why from Italy to Seattle is like a long flight? Did they go the other way? I mean,
yes.
But you would expect a lot of Japanese in Seattle because Japanese flights come through Alaska and then that way.
So you're aware you're aware that I went to Los Angeles recently from the UK, and I did that by catching a plane there.
You went backwards?
No, I came. Where did I go? Into Newfoundland, or however you pronounce it, and then diagonally across the Dakotas and
Oh, that's a long
Zimbabwe.
way. Yeah, that's a long way,
11,
man.
11 hours, I think, maybe.
My God, it's like going to Hawaii or something. Yeah, that's so it wasn't a nonstop. You were you got a break in
I
between.
did London to LA direct.
Yeah. Wow. But she told all this audience of her adoring fans that I gave her pneumonia by wrapping a microphone wire around the leg of her chair in a circle that caused a electromagnetic vortex that
She's one
sucked
of
her
those.
energy
Okay.
out and gave her pneumonia and almost killed her. And now
Yeah.
these,
She's a Christian.
300 people who were just totally adoring her, she's the cult leader. They just turned around and looked at me like, "You almost killed the goddess." And I was like, "Well, it's time for me to say
Dangerous.
goodbye."
Now,
Good morning, Willie.
Hey, Willie.
Good morning.
Good morning, William.
Can you hear
Now,
me?
yes, we can hear
You're a
you.
little,
No?
you're a little blocked
Yes?
video, but we can hear you fine.
Yes, we can hear you, but you're a little visually. You're a little. It looks like you got weak Wi-Fi or whatever wherever you are. That's
I mean,
fine.
that may be.
Yeah.
I need to ask you a question. So
Yeah.
would you rather reschedule this girl because she said she can only be on video because she's in motion, I guess, or something.
She can
Or
only
not.
be
She
on
can't be on
video.
video.
No
She could
audio?
call in. Can't she could call into the
Audio.
number, right? Or are we not
No,
set up
no.
that way anymore?
Now let's reschedule it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. I'm gonna pop out so that I can message her that we'll just reschedule. And then I'll
Yeah.
come back.
All
You
right.
know, but
Yeah.
before you
Okay,
pop off,
all right.
Willie, is that an Elmo on the shelf
Yeah.
behind you?
Yeah.
Move your head.
No, that. Oh no,
Oh,
this
Grover.
this
Is
is
that a Grover?
which one is?
Is that
Yeah,
a
I think
Grover
so.
on the shelf?
Grover.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
got a
Yeah.
Grover
So
on
I
the
did.
shelf.
So Matt, I sent you
I know. I
a
got
video.
the video. I wonder.
Yeah,
I was
that's the
wondering
room I'm
why.
in. I'm in my friend's Star Wars memorabilia room. That's just kind of an
Grover was in
extra.
Star Wars?
No, I said that's just kind of an extra. But pretty much everything in here is Star Wars memorabilia, like Pez dispensers, even a huge Darth Vader Pez dispenser over here. There's like, yeah, we'll go over that when I come back.
Willie,
What?
could you steal me a Star Wars Pez dispenser?
Willie, tell your friend I live near where they filmed Star Wars, and also my neighbor worked on the sets and he died recently, and he's actually in the first movie playing a character called Merc Sunlet, and he's on the screen for like half a second. He was
Oh,
I don't know if
really?
he did security or
Interesting.
carpenter, I'm not sure, but he was a background.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna
she's
play
all
the
about
video.
Star Wars. This is my friend Mindy's place. This is her Star Wars collection.
Go tell this girl that she's gonna reschedule. I'm gonna play
Yes.
your video,
And then I'll be back. Yeah.
Just 30 seconds. I don't know. I've never been like a big Star Wars fan. Anyway, I saw the first one. I haven't seen anything since then. That was like 1976 or something, right? 75 when it came out. Something. I haven't seen any of the follow-ups. Seems like he put a surfboard there, and then you got Grover hanging up on the wall.
So that's a skateboard.
Yeah, that's why I meant skateboard. I'm Joe Biden. Don't forget, I'm Joe Biden. The Grover thing it looks like Grover committed suicide, though. I'm not really happy about that.
By accident. And once he got in there, it took his own life.
Right, poor Grover.
Or Yoda. Yoda was like,
my brother-in-law got the family into debt because of Star Wars toys. He was secretly buying them on a credit card for fucking ages. Like a lot of money he spent, like a lot of money. It put them in severe debt, and my brother went round and took them all, and then
Did they increase value?
No, a lot of them will hold value if they're boxed. The old ones from the 80s are worth money if they're boxed and in mint condition. Otherwise, they're shit. But I sold all mine when I was a kid.
My first wife would have done that with Boyd's Bears. She actually stopped paying the electric. I used to give her the money to pay the bills. And I was sitting outside, and the electric man, the guy came to turn the power off. And I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "What?" He goes, "I'm here to turn the power off." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Well, you haven't paid your electric bill for like 3 months." And I'm like hell, we haven't. And I was like, so it turns out that my first wife was like hoarding money and not paying bills, and she was buying Boys Bears. And so when she came home, she came home and she had all these bags. Now, meanwhile, I kept the power on. I said to the guy, I said, "How much money can I give you to keep the power on?" I wrote him a check. Kept the power on. And my first wife comes home with all these bags, and I lost my shit on it. I don't lose my shit often. And I said,
What a fucking
"What the?"
flounder.
Right. And she goes, I said, I said, "You haven't paid the electric bill for 3 months?" I said, "What have you been doing with the money?" And she holds up these bags and she goes, "I saved $600 when I bought all this." And I
Yeah.
said, "You would have saved
Oh my
all of
God.
the fucking money if you hadn't bought any of it."
Well, where is she buried, by the way?
Yeah, I would have
You're not.
down the fucking street, man.
The police couldn't get it out of me, and you're not getting out of me either.
I thought maybe I just like casually slip it in there. Maybe you just like forget that you were being interrogated.
No,
I can't open this. Damn it!
Is that a Pez dispenser?
No, I can't. Come on.
Oh,
He's taking drugs there. Oh, I still haven't brought. I'm going to buy Pez today. I'm going to get some sent to my parents' house for when I get there.
Our guest yesterday had a Pez dispenser. Goofy.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Wandering Willie is back.
I had a Goofy Pez when I was a kid. I remember that.
Oh, look, I'm doing this caveman style, biting it.
So Carl, if you're out buying art for your house, which I know you often do, what's your like art of choice? If it's a painting or something, are you like a landscape guy, a seascape guy, a mountain guy, a nudie?
I've got some modern art in that hall that I can show you sometime, and I like kooky weird stuff, but also I know brilliantly talented artist Brett Brock, and he's got some really good landscape stuff. He does a lot of caricatures from movies and stuff, but he's got some really nice landscapes. So I'm going to buy some of his stuff.
Cool.
So if that was a joke question, I've got a serious answer.
Cool.
What was that, Willie?
I like creating shat art, where I just stand over a canvas and fart really hard.
There are probably museums that would display that for 6 months and it'd get on TV.
Oh, for real? Did you hear about the guy that got sued? He had the art. We did a story about the guy who did the art thing, and it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. And
I fucking hate it.
I think he put on there like
fuck
it was like something about how to take your money or whatever. It was one of the first stories I did, I think.
I don't remember that one.
I went to Tate Modern Museum in London once, and I had to fucking go outside and sit down and breathe for 30 minutes before I could even talk to my ex. So that what the fuck is going on in there? There were two things I like, and one of those was a comic book panel, so that's not difficult. There were like piles of twigs lent up against something. It's like, this is a statement on communism in the 70s. What the fuck are you doing? I think they had an installation, which was two men tag team running on the bottom floor for like all the time. They were just running,
right?
And that was I was like, it drives me insane.
What about Pollock? Do you get that stuff? Because I
remind myself.
I mean, Pollock. I think basically.
I'd like to see some of Jim Carrey's stuff. I hear.
Yeah, you know,
some good art.
Yeah, he's pretty talented. I like the Pollock stuff, but only because the Stone Roses' first album, I think, was Pollock-ish, and it was the guitarist flicking paint on a. It looks quite cool though, but I wouldn't think it's worth money. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of nice to look at, but I hate it when something like that's like 50 grand.
Right.
Someone's just splattered some paint on it.
And in a way, because I think you're encouraging when you give somebody $20,000 for something they just shit out of their ass, you're encouraging his alcoholism because he was a
right. Why act right?
Yeah.
Why do anything that makes sense?
I literally just shit and wiped my ass, and you paid me for the toilet paper.
Yeah, it's not the artist I hate. I was in that museum staring at people like I wanted to push them out the window. It's people that sit there like this in front of them. Yeah, communism. And then they go and sit in the cafe and pay an overpriced sandwich, and they go, "Oh, I fucking love that comment on communism."
And they think that makes them sophisticated. That's the crazy shit.
Yeah, they don't.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
they're just making it up.
Like it's an act of sophistication for them, which is even more bananas.
Oh yeah, that pisses me off when they act like, "Oh, you don't get it because you're not smart enough to get it."
That performance, that's an art installation in itself. Just people pretending to fucking like it and know what it is.
Yeah,
I think that's a form of hypnosis. I think we need to bring that other guy back.
Yeah, the hypnotist guy.
Yeah, the one says, "Watch this art. This is art." Everybody, mass hypnosis. Come on, watch. It's
Yeah, I think if you bring kids into the museum, they will be the arbiter of truth in that, and they will point out like that's ugly shit. I mean, I could do that. I have stuff on the refrigerator at home that looks similar. Why am I not getting paid the big bucks for it? Well,
Now, I did a burlesque show. Well, I was on a burlesque show. I didn't
whore,
burlesque. I didn't burlesque. I did comedy.
you're a whore.
Well, yeah, but that's not the show. And one of the women on the show, one of the people on the show, painted with her ass. She put the paintbrush in her butt and painted, pictures with her, and then people could buy the artwork.
Well,
afterwards.
let me just stop you there for a second. Was the paintbrush non-toxic?
I didn't taste it, test it. I didn't ask because at that point I didn't realize that was an option.
He wants to put it in his butt.
If it ever comes up again, send it to Tiffany. Tiffany's got non-toxic paintbrushes, butt paintbrushes. So
I may have like
Have we
a
done a
person
commercial
who
yet? We
knows how
should
to
do a
get in
commercial.
contact with her, and I could probably ask her. And if she's still performing, I could see if she wants to be on the show. But so far, none of the people that I have sent here have contacted you to be on the show.
you know what? You're not going to even hear from her again. You want to know why? Because she died of ass cancer from using toxic butt.
Or maybe the paintbrush was non-toxic, but the paints were not. The paints were toxic.
All right.
Or maybe the paper. Maybe she had got a paper cut, a canvas cut.
That's not funny.
So
it was.
So
too.
am I correct in thinking that this room does not impress any of you?
Huh?
I like it. I like
I
it.
have to say this tickles my nerd fancy in a way that I can't even.
I'm a third of the way in fan. I'm not nuts deep fan, but I can appreciate it. Brett Brock's an obsessive fan.
Like I'm not like I would never have a collection like this, but I can certainly appreciate it. You know, like it's amazing all this stuff.
Would you have a collection of anything? This is the question. So you wouldn't have that like Star Wars and toys and stuff, but do you collect anything? Are you a collector in any way?
I mean, my wife and I have a decent DVD collection, I would say.
So if money were no object, you'd have a DVD collection?
No, I mean, kind of, because we really love movies. We're very big fans of like 90s movies, 80s movies. Like we love movies.
Wow.
Our favorite movie is True Romance, but
Carl's playing something for us. Oh.
There's a little that's
Brett Brock did that?
Princess Leia. Yeah,
Wow.
so he does a lot of Star Wars stuff, but
nice.
Yeah, he's amazing. You should give him a follow. So I'm gonna at Husky Boyo everywhere, Instagram, live streams his drawing on Twitch. So basically he gets drunk and draws, and he can draw really good after like 17 beers. That's his thing. It's fucking amazing.
That's insane.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I've known people that could only play pool after they got drunk. Like they'd be decent sober, but when they get drunk, they just insanely like a laser.
Yeah, when I used to play a lot of pool years ago now, but I used to play something like 40 games a day with a small pocket. It's not like the American one. But yeah, there was a zone of drinking between like 3 and 6 beers. Perfect in the zone. I don't know, you get a little confidence, you let go.
Yeah, it's got to be
looseness,
I'm sure point. Is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, there's a tipping point on the other side as well where you hold the cue.
But it's just a train wreck.
No, I forget. Brett draws this stuff out before he paints it, right? Even with landscapes and stuff.
He normally pencil sketch, but he can do anything, whether it's a scratch board, oil painting. He can do digital. His digital art is amazing. But yeah, with those caricatures and stuff, he'll pencil sketch it, which is a talent in itself, and then he'll go over. And he can draw really fast, like marker art, or spend hours on one thing, and they just.
So what's he charge? And if Will gave him like $100,
he's weirdly anti-capitalist.
Well, he doesn't generally accept commissions. He's very fussy. He turned down a shitload of money from a very famous person.
Yeah, but I'm not very famous. So how much would he charge Will to do a caricature of me?
Nothing. He wouldn't do it.
He drew me for nothing because he wanted to, and he drew a little scene from Manchester and posted it to me for nothing. But
show him my face. Maybe he'll want to draw me. Show him my face. There I am.
Oh, there's Napo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was
That
me.
painting. I
I
had
used to
somebody
have-
do a painting to me at an open mic.
Yeah, I had somebody draw a caricature of me while I was performing, and they gave me the
Was
painting
it you
picture.
or was it that other Rasta, phony Rasta guy that you look like?
Well, unless she went to the other show and drew it and said, "Shit, I forgot to give this to him. I'll give it to GD when here you go,
Yeah.
GD. This is you."
You all look like.
Yeah, we all look alike, especially.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
I know.
Actually, to be
That took
honest,
me a
that
minute.
other guy, I really don't. I only look like him if you really don't know what black people. If you can't, his dreads are not nearly as nice as mine. First of all, and second of all, he looks like me if I let myself go for 10 years and went on a crack binge.
You know,
So
I
is
was.
it-
Okay.
Oh, I'm not gonna say it.
I was
It's okay,
surprised
you can say it.
yesterday
You
when
can
when
say
I
it. We haven't done enough to get kicked off the air yet.
Yeah. Yesterday when Ace Williams was talking about white noise, I was really surprised that you didn't have like some racial joke between the difference between white noise and black noise. Like white noise you hear
my
coming
God.
out of your stereo, black noise you hear in a movie theater when they're yelling at the screen or
The
something.
Emperor?
It's a
Palpatine?
wind-up emperor.
Are you supposed to touch these? Are you allowed to touch this stuff?
I'm sure. I mean, this one's out of the box already, so I'm sure
Yeah, but
it's
doesn't
fine.
mean you can touch it. You have oils on your fingers that are now going to erode it. You
I
have just
could
knocked
see a
30
fingerprint artist coming
Yeah,
in.
you have just knocked
know what?
$40
You
off
know,
the value of
whatever.
that thing.
Whatever. I'm sure it's fine.
And you know this is being recorded. You're damaging their stuff. And
Can you get me a Pez dispenser?
How much
So-
did you
They,
pay
uh,
for them Lumineers?
We should show the video. Do you know? We have a video of the wall.
We
of Pez
played the
dispenser.
video. I
don't
played
tell
the
him
video.
that.
Oh,
Damn it. I
oh,
was
you
going to say,
did?
don't tell him that. Just let him think we don't want to show
I'm gonna-
it.
You did that-
grab
you
a
did that
coffee.
while I was gone.
Go grab a coffee. You know what? I'm gonna go grab a coffee too. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
You guys have a
okay.
lot to work out between the two of you anyway. I mean, you have all this
Willie and I don't
animosity.
have anything to really
Oh
work
yeah,
out.
you had a question or something? Didn't you have a
Well,
question?
let me go
yeah,
get.
why did I say the forensic humorist makes more and more sense all the time? Didn't you wanted to ask me that?
Yeah, you can answer that. I forgot all about that. I
Yeah,
stopped caring
no.
about that like 12 minutes
Okay.
ago. Go ahead.
So you know the day I said, if you know anything about comedy, I said it in the sense and regard of like, I know you know about comedy, so I don't get why you're doing it this way. That was really how I meant it. But
That's not how it came
what I
off,
meant-
but that's okay. You came off like you knew
yeah, no,
everything,
like
and I
like
knew
no,
nothing,
and I realized that,
and
which
how
is
dare
how it's
you?
been
How
the
dare-
running joke
Yeah.
since I was like, oh my god, that's not even how I meant it.
But that's okay if you meant it
anyway.
that way because I don't care. But that's okay. Go ahead. So
Right, but fucking this morning dude, the way you can break down a simple thing, you know what I mean, and point out all the idiocies of it, you know what I mean, like that's a forensic humor, you know, you really break it down and like, you know, you point out the stupid of the stupid of the stupid, you know.
thank you. That's an accident because all I was trying to
Praise
do was
therapy
all I was
is
trying to do is get people to notice me. I didn't mean to be smart about it. No, just
yeah, no, I thought it was great.
thank you.
And I was like, you know, the you have a very analyzing comedy. You know what I mean? Like,
Now you're saying this from the show. Have you actually seen my specials?
yeah, I don't know if I have. Is it on your YouTube? It's probably on your YouTube, right?
I have. Yeah, they're all on. Yeah, they're all on the UBTubes, the UBTubies.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
You don't know. You don't have to. I was just curious because I've had people make comments about my comedy, but have never seen my specials. They're basing what they think of my comedy based on me talking, which isn't
Right.
quite the same thing.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's not. I mean, it's
you're
kind of-
definitely you're definitely special when you talk. Without
Yeah,
doubt.
I mean that would be like
You guys-
looking at Matt and basing his musical talent on the way he talks about music. It's not the same thing. Matt talks about
well,
music.
they're pretty much equal. I have
Then I'm impressed because I find your musical knowledge quite interesting and
Then I'm a good bullshitter about it because I don't know anything.
Well, see,
about
then you've
music.
convinced me. You're not just a good bullshitter. You are a
I'm
way above average
exquisite,
bullshitter.
exquisite bullshitter. I
Now
am.
that's a little bit too bullshitty.
All right.
Exquisite, yeah, that's bullshit.
I
Exquisite,
have to.
yeah.
I have to read not a commercial that we're getting paid for. It's something. Last night, my guest was a vet who has got vets music television. He's doing stuff for vets. He put 20 years in. He's fought in 3 combat zones.
Anybody who loves animals, I'm for. Go ahead.
But he wants me. He's got this thing where he's got a radio station for 3 different radio stations for vets, different kind of music. But it's like automated right now. They need more DJs. If you don't have to be a vet to do this, but it helps if you have some affinity for vets and all this stuff. But have you ever thought about becoming a radio DJ? People are doing it every day. However, how many are doing it for a radio station that is helping veterans get their music out? We're looking for the right people who want to be a part of an organization and run their own show. If you're interested, please message them. Donald Dunn at gunroomradio.com. Donald Dunn, DUNN at
Do you think the
Gunroom Radio.
Reverend could do that? Like after, like as a second hour of his show, the Reverend could do his church, and then after that, spin records.
You could do it. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Did you
Because
finish
he's a
that
veteran. The Reverend could be a veteran if he needs to be a veteran. You just add a few more letters to his name.
Oh my God!
No, you don't have to be a veteran for the radio station. The DJ stuff. No vet experience. No military.
Take a flight to Pakistan, go over the border to Afghanistan, and strangle a small shepherd boy. You're basically a veteran. Then you can come back, play the drums.
Now what if I don't strangle a shepherd boy, but I choke on shepherd pie? Is that the same? Could I work with that?
You could
Fucking
probably.
I thought he was going to go the other direction, and he was going to say he was going to make the shepherd boy choke on his dick.
Well, I think that happened too. I think the Americans were complicit in giving Taliban warlords young boys as well. I think that also happened.
First of all, somebody has no idea how deep a shepherd boy's throat is.
Oh.
Thanks for
it's been nice. This is my last day on the program. Thank you for being here.
Fucking Matt's fired himself. What the fuck? What did we do now? Oh my God.
This whole, when you talk about shepherd boy, deep throating and all that stuff, that's where I draw the line.
I mean, that means it's a Thursday.
Listen, I'm a bad man.
Now, Willie, speaking of boys.
What the fuck? I don't like the turn this is taking. Jesus.
No, I promised people you would tell us about your. Now, if you feel uncomfortable about it, but yesterday you had an emotional moment meeting.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I'm a little disappointed that we were so excited that we didn't take a picture together, but we'll see each other again soon. So that's no big deal.
Damn it, because I want to see what he looks like.
Oh my God, bro. Basically, I was looking into a year from 21 years ago.
Did he have an old shit hat on?
No, but I'm sure he'd wear one if I give him one for sure.
Does he have any prison tats?
It's uncanny how much this kid looks like me. It was a really good meeting. We shared some time together over some coffee. We went for a walk even.
All right, wait, back up. Let's slow down. You're going through this too fast. Well, where'd you meet him? Was it an outdoor place or an indoor place? Where you first?
No, we met at a local restaurant called Frying Pan.
All right.
Did y'all have a safe word so the other one could walk away if at any reason you thought you were threatened?
We did not predetermine the safe word. No, that did not take place.
Now, first instinct, did you shake his hand? Did you give him a hug? What happened?
We did shake hands at first and sat down and talked a while. We hugged at one point during the walk or whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah.
At any point did he say, "I hate you, I want to kill you"?
No, none of that. No.
All right.
No.
Did you turn up in the old shit hat?
And honestly, he didn't even express like I felt no anger from him. And what I felt maybe, probably eventually, I'm sure.
Once he gets to know you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. But I think that he and I were just really, really happy to finally be meeting and getting a chance to develop a relationship I did my best to let him know that I definitely want to be a safe place for him, where he can go and have somebody to talk to. That he doesn't have to be afraid that I'm going to judge him about shit, because who would I be to judge you for anything, kid? You know what I mean? Like
Now,
if you
how
ever
much?
need
Now,
somebody to fucking talk to,
I'm
please,
curious because
I'm
y'all
there.
never
You know what I
met.
mean? But
Because y'all never met, I'm curious, like, how much do y'all actually have? Like, does he have traits that are similar to you that you wouldn't think he'd have? Like, how long was it before he started talking about his dick?
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't
what
have
I
that
want to
one.
know.
He didn't have that one. But there were definitely things that I picked up on of like, and I even said it to him. I said, it's crazy how you can be a lot like me without the influence of my presence.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, my other children are that way too. Like my son Noah, he had a real violent tendency when he had issues as a younger child, which I also had. So yeah, I mean, it definitely. I have strong genes. Is basically
Okay.
what it
Now,
is.
does he have any tendencies towards comedy or music?
We didn't
Well, Will
really
doesn't. Why should he?
we didn't really go that far
Good point.
yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I definitely he definitely has the same twinkle in his eye. You know what I mean? I think that there's definitely
Wait.
what is that? What is that?
No twinkling eyes around here. We don't.
What are you
Twinkling eyes is not permitted on this program.
what are you talking about?
No twinkles.
Apparently, okay, it
When
definitely
it
means something different to you than it does to me.
No twinkles.
Because I have no
okay,
idea why you would say it like that.
when do we get to
We
meet him? And if Carl doesn't approve, do we get to send him back?
we have a 100%
Maybe
no
I've got a
twinkle
missing son
policy
out
here.
there. I might well have a
I'm
missing
definitely
son
not
somewhere.
sending him back. That's for sure.
So,
Now, how old
But
is he?
he's
Carl, how would
21.
you
He'll
find
be
out if you had
22 in
one?
March.
Carl,
What
how would you find out if you had a kid out there? If you
I guess I just have to wait to be contacted. I would have no idea.
can you put it out on the
Right.
radio right now and ask if you
I
have
no, I
any
don't. I
kids?
don't. I don't want to know.
Dude, one of my biggest fears when I was leaving prison was that I was going to get out of prison and I was going to have like more baby mamas just coming out of the woodwork.
Well,
It's
it would be baby mamas only come out of the woodwork if they know there's money.
I mean,
Right?
that's probably true too. I mean,
Yeah. You don't go up to a guy getting out of prison
just
because you
wait
know
till
he's
the end
pretty
of this
broke.
year. It's going to be like
Yeah.
6 kids popping up.
Yeah, no. Even if it's your kid, they're not showing up at your house. They're at Bezos' house saying, "Yeah, it looks like you."
Right.
Or they would say, Will, I want to make this work between us. I know you have nothing, and meanwhile you don't realize it, but they just take an insurance policy out on you, and they've sent you to do an open mic where you get your nut shut off.
Ooh.
Wow. I got to go back to the chat room and see what's going on over here. Oh, yeah.
I want to find out about Carl's illegitimate children.
Oh, I don't know anything. I just assume there may be somewhere because I've aborted a child, but it wasn't even mine. It was just I
You
just helped
aborted it?
someone.
Wait a minute.
Well, I paid
You
for an
helped kill
illegal
someone else's
abortion.
baby. That's so nice of you.
Yeah, I paid for an illegal abortion that had nothing to do with me. I just helped them because it was illegal where they were to have an abortion. So I paid them for a black market thing, which didn't work properly, and then I had to go to.
Wait a
But
minute, what
once
do you mean
it's
it didn't
fucked up
work? The
enough,
child
you
grew
can
up
go
to
to the
be.
hospital apparently. So
Well, you could judge me all you want for saying nice things about Bill Cosby, but you're a baby murderer.
yes.
No, but technically, you didn't kill the baby. You just hired someone to do it. So you're like a hit. You're like a
I
hired.
took out a
dude.
hit on a baby.
By the way,
Yeah.
I just want to back up for a second. I did not say nice things about Bill Cosby. I said my generation was all as fucked up as him. That's all I said. So that's not saying nice things about Bill Cosby.
You're still
That's
not
condemning my
getting that
whole
he's a
generation.
serial rapist, and the other thing we're talking about is different.
Everybody who baby boomers and Bobby Soxers and all of your previous generations were all despicable, shitty people. Listen, slipping her a Mickey was part of the English vocabulary or American English vocabulary. Slip him a Mickey. So everybody from my era and before were just the worst, despicable, shitty people who ever lived.
No, there were worse ones before. There were worse ones.
I think
before.
you go back.
Gets a little better, right?
Yeah,
Puritans were Puritans were pretty low. They were pretty bad. Puritans were.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that is basically, though, I did not say anything nice about Bill Cosby. That's the point I'm making. I basically said everybody else was just as shitty as him.
Okay, Matt, you're off the hook for that. I want to find out about the hit I want to find out about the hit that Carl put on the baby.
Yeah,
What did the baby do to you?
Baby murderer.
Yeah. What did that baby do to you, Carl? Did it like
It-
owe you money from a poker game?
It began to live inside a
just break
friend,
its
and the friend
legs?
didn't want it. So I had it taken out.
You know, when you have these babies in a bag, doctors, when you're in the post-mortem, doctors just take these kids out of the bag and just flang them down on the table like you're doing, like you're taking Grover off the wall over there and just like flanging them down on the table.
Well,
That
it's
always
the
broke
same as
my
working
heart.
in a butcher shop, right? Once it's your job.
Yeah,
You're not gonna do
the
it
butcher
terribly
shop
every time
doesn't
you
look
handle a dead body.
like a little baby doll or something, like a real human life. It doesn't look that way.
Wait a minute, Matt. You're
Since
telling me that
since-
Will banged Grover on the table?
Yeah.
Will,
What?
why are you banging Grover on the table? First of all, why are you banging Grover at all, let alone on the table?
I don't know. But since we're talking about dead babies, I'd like to tell my favorite dead baby joke.
Oh, you got a dead baby joke.
Yeah. Why do you
Does this
put a
involve a
baby in the
blender?
blender feet first? You know, you gotta say, oh, why? Okay, all right.
Why?
So you can see the
Why,
expression
Bill?
on its face. Yeah.
That was a Jackie
Yeah.
hee because that was a Jackie joke.
Jackie didn't write any jokes. He stole them off the internet before the internet. Wikipedia. That was probably on Wikipedia.com around about 1999, 2000. Do you remember
Right,
that
yeah,
website?
yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
whole section of just dead baby jokes.
Yeah, and
Phenomenal.
back in the 40s,
Another-
it was just a paperback that you found in the toilet in the men's room. You know, toilet jokes and a bunch of dead babies and whore jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
Yeah,
stuff. I love Wikipedia.
you know,
when the
books you
internet
find in the
was,
bathroom are often very interesting.
when you could do anything on the internet, you could fucking groom kids on AOL Messenger. It was all legal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
I remember
times, you know?
I remember reading the Anarchist Cookbook in the 90s when
I
like
still got the Anarchist
my friend
Cookbook,
had
and
it on his
printed out
computer.
over there.
Yeah.
I've still got it.
And then he got mad at me when I started mixing styrofoam and gasoline in his bathtub. He was like,
Oh,
"Hey,
that was for the napalm.
don't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. I've still got it.
It's not okay. Don't do
What
that."
did you ever read it? Or do you just have it?
We made we made thermite.
Oh, okay.
You can use it to cut through metal and stuff. So yeah, we made a couple of bombs back in we were like 13.
Yeah, it was dumb stuff to do.
Yeah.
I made a
Matt,
couple of
Matt, your
You're very-
volume
you're very
was
quiet.
bad, Matt.
Like those were dangerous.
Oh, we like it this way. Don't change.
Matt,
Like when I think about the stuff that I've done, that I've
I'm trying to help Matt. Try lifting
I
your
should have died
mustache.
20 times.
The sound's not coming out. Try lifting your mustache.
No. Oh, what's that? We got
Matt,
Yeah.
yell the N word and it might work. Just try that.
Wait, can we get Carl in the middle?
Yeah, you're really low. I don't know why
Yeah,
you're so low.
part the mustache. I think it's the mustache.
Why don't you try leaving? If you
It's
leave
my
the studio,
phone.
this will stay up, right?
Is your
You can
phone
call
what?
This.
This is the start of dementia, guys. We knew it was going to happen. The full on. This is it.
3 testing
Oh.
1 2.
Yeah, that's better.
You're back. You're back.
Much better. Much better.
I called Jackie's joke line, and he's got a
Oh,
joke on there about
Excellent.
cow. A joke on
I
there about,
I put
You
that
just
number
look-
out on my Facebook the other day.
yeah, 516-922-WINE. It's the same.
When I finally read his extra chapters that he sent me on PDF, which is a pain. When I finally read that, I'll get in touch with him again. But when I was speaking to him last year, he was going, "Have you read those chapters yet?" Like, every time I was like, "No."
Yeah. Somebody, I guess a fan of his, I don't know if you know about this call, but I told people to heckle him. It turns out Scott, the engineer from Howard Stern, did heckle him on the same day that I told him to heckle him, but it wasn't because he heard me tell him to heckle him.
Yeah.
But somebody just watched that episode, apparently an old fan of Jackie's, and There's fucking people who watch YouTube. That all of a sudden, they're an expert. They want to talk about what Jackie's doing wrong. I'm a big fan of Jackie's, but he needs to work on this and he needs to work on that joke. And
He doesn't need to do anything. He's fucking in his 70s, and he doesn't need to do anything.
Right? Yeah. No.
That's what he needs to do.
People just want. I don't know why they feel. But he wrote this long diatribe on Jackie's comedy.
People on the internet are fucking crazy.
I think he needs to send it directly to Jackie so that Jackie can wipe his ass.
I think he should go to his house.
Yeah, I think he should send it to Jackie so Jackie can print it up and wipe his ass with it.
Right. We do put out Jackie's email to just write him directly, but no, it's
no,
almost
not
like
the email, his house address.
Oh yeah. Well, that's that.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you're just trying to show off how much you know about comedy, and you just end up looking like a total nerd.
You know how mental illness is in online comments, right? There's a lot. There was one on Issues with Andy, and they had to block her in the end because she kept accusing them of stealing a script that she wrote, and then she claimed she wrote every script in the fucking 90s that was stolen by major studios. Just clinically insane.
Wow.
Yeah, as Will would say, if that guy knew anything about comedy, he wouldn't be critiquing Jackie on the internet. He'd be a man and just show up at a show and tell him face to face.
I've never heard Will say anything bad about somebody else's comedy or their opinion or their take on comedy. I don't know why you. Maybe do you guys have some history there or something?
No, because actually, Will, no, it's not history. It's present. He still thinks it. It's present. It's not history. He still thinks it.
I was just checking to see if we're on Govs because yesterday I forgot we did the whole program.
And so now you're checking.
Oh, we forgot to say.
Well, I just forgot. But yesterday I did the whole show without realizing we weren't on Govs. And when I went until I went to say goodbye to Govs, and then I said, "Oh, I'm on Picardo."
Carl, who is that? Who is your icon there?
Him.
That's him? With all that hair?
Yeah, and he's much taller in the little box there. No, Carl is like 7 foot tall. I don't know if you knew this about Carl.
No, I had no.
And that's Matthew Perry.
And that's Will?
That's Matthew Perry. I don't have one of
them.
Damn. That's from when I was on That's when I was on the
when you because you said how
church,
can we
no that wasn't you
how can we make it look like Matthew Perry?
That wasn't you. That was Matthew Perry. That was not you on church. That was Matthew Perry who came up. I don't know why you're saying it was you. You're trying to
take credit. Trying to take credit now that Matthew's not here anymore.
Yeah,
but that's worse than stealing jokes. That is worse.
But yeah, Carl is like he could be an NBA player. He's so tall.
So you really played the video while I was gone, while I was away?
Yeah. We saw the skateboard and everything.
So there was something I wanted. There's something I want to show you though that wasn't on the video.
Stop it!
I can't wait to see it in 100 by 80 resolution.
Yeah, right. What are you doing? He's digging stuff up.
If you get your dick out again, William, this is over.
I hear a zipper.
Okay.
Slave 2. Slave 2, sir.
Is that a butt plug?
You see this here?
Yeah, we see it. Let me see.
Okay. Now, this has a little door in the back. Okay. Yeah, it's Boba Fett's ship. Okay.
Yep.
And
it's called Slave 2, incidentally.
Look what was inside of it.
We can't see it.
That's
Han Solo frozen in carbonite.
Yeah, I was gonna say dolomite, frozen in dolomite, right? Han Solo frozen in dolomite.
If you open it,
wait, isn't that what Jimmy Walker used to say? Dolomite.
That was his catchphrase. Dolomite.
Dolomite not.
Now, is that a Pez dispenser?
It opens up and there's
a Pez in there.
There's a tiny little Han Solo in there.
Now, what happens if you open him up?
Cool.
Open him up. Come on, Will. Don't stop there.
What's in his ass?
Yeah, open him up. What's inside the Han Solo?
What's in his ass?
For people on Live 365, I just want to tell you are missing like an amazing display of visual
high definition 4K.
Yeah.
Star Wars exhibition.
It's 8K, isn't it? 8K.
Yes, sir.
By the way, if I could,
8K. Okay.
I'd like to take this opportunity just to rant about Mevo 3-camera system. Don't buy it. It's really expensive, and does nothing. The picture quality is beautiful, but you can't stream with it for shit. It does not work in real time.
The best streaming cameras I've seen are people using proper DSLRs and just plugging that into a board. They get such good quality even for live.
Right.
But
this Mevo system is supposed to give you like a switcher. You can use your tablet as a switcher and go between 3 cameras or 4 cameras, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all on Bluetooth, and unless you have like, I don't know, super Bluetooth or something.
You're better off. Yeah, obviously, you're better off just hardwired with a video switcher and stuff. That's the best quality, but it's expensive, isn't it? So it's
Now, what if you use a different color tooth? Does it have to be blue? What if you got a
continue without
tooth?
me for a second here? Hello.
That was a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
We can
Good
hear
morning.
you.
I'm on the air.
We're going to mute you because we don't want to hear your phone call. I went to twice. I've been to the building where the Stay Puft walked in New York. I was there this year, next to where John Lennon got shot. Incidentally, pretty much.
Oh goodness!
Now is that like someplace special that Lennon got shot? Out there, like is that like a monument, like with flowers and stuff?
It's the fire station that's down near World Trade. That was at 3 a.m. and I was in fear for my life that entire night. And I made my flight.
But you stopped to take pictures, even though you're afraid.
I was walking in Thailand, man. It wasn't there. I was scared in Newark station, and I got in an illegal cab. The door wasn't working. I thought I was going to get shot. He had to stop at an ATM. It was insane. I made my flight to Nashville by like 5 minutes. I thought I was going to die, and I just accepted it. I was like, well, I need to get to the airport. I can't believe a place like New York, Penn Station in Manhattan as well, but Newark was worse. It's like the homeless, man. They're so fucking. I think they want to kill everyone. They want to kill everyone that's there. That kind of homeless, where they just like yelling and chasing people, and they're big. It's not good.
Okay,
so they're basically like New Mexican people.
You got to learn the importance of fitting in, Carl.
It seems to be a common because this is not the first time Carl has been chased or chased by a big dangerous man.
I was chased in LA by a guy. I tell everyone he was 7 feet, but they get bigger in your imagination. This guy in LA, my first night in Venice Beach.
Let him
talk.
talk.
Go ahead.
He was telling a story about being chased by a 7-foot Amazon.
By a huge guy, dirty, just wore tight jean shorts, and he was fucking trying to rip a bin out the floor and throw it at me. I was just running, man.
Okay. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was chasing you?
I think so, but it was a white version.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Bill Russell, Luke Walton.
If you're walking down the street in a city, especially one that you don't know in particular, and from behind you hear somebody shout, are you going to turn around and look, or are you just going to keep walking?
What did they shout?
I'm not going to just spin round. I'm gonna maybe subtly look behind me, pretend to cross the street or something like that, just like casually, because it might be something I want no part of, or it might be something I need to know. Maybe I drop my wallet, right? So
in general, you want to do your best. You want to do the best you can to ignore it entirely, because even that, like, especially if it's far, if it's more than a half block behind you, pay no attention to it at all. Because that shout is how they mark you for the people ahead of you to know you got one coming. You know what I mean? And
I've been in some shady situations, especially in Brazil.
They're looking for people that are going to respond to those things. The people who should be in those areas, they don't respond to that shit because they hear it all the time. And so if you can blend in and you seem like just another person in the neighborhood, you're much less likely to be a mark for somebody.
I would just like to refer everybody back to the disclaimer: the opinions and all bullshit expressed by people. Don't
factual. Believe it.
Yeah.
Believe it like a religion.
Now, often people yell Napo, so I do turn around. I mean, who else could they be talking to? But I hear Napo.
Your brother.
People
Yeah,
do
but
yell
that's
now.
different.
No, my
That's
brother's
your
not
name,
around.
bro.
That was my brother who called,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, you don't leave Long Island.
How's he
Everyone knows you.
I was in Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico, and I heard Napo. I would turn around and it's a kid I grew up with. Like, what the fuck are you doing out here in the middle of a fucking desert, nowhere, and getting?
Was he in the Air Force?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was there visiting a girl who was in the Air Force. But
lady.
Yeah,
but
I got the Napo in the strangest places. I mean, like places around the world, and places you would never expect to get a Napo.
That's weird because I had somebody call me that just the other day.
No, I could see
but
that.
It didn't quite sound like Napo, but it did
No.
start with an N.
Was it Nippo? Was it Nippo?
Nippo. It did start with an N, and it had 2 syllables. Double consonant in the middle.
NASCAR?
I'm not familiar with that word.
Yeah. Double
with
consonant in the middle. Yeah.
Nuggets?
It could have been.
I just want to see many men without editing myself. That's all.
Napo's taking him off.
What happened? Oh, geez. Here we go.
On my head as well. It was perfect. I love it. Can I keep it?
That's the best thing I ever did on this whole show is have that fucking hood there.
Honestly,
in case we need it.
Like a fart, a Grand Wizard's hood is always hilarious. That wasn't a Grand Wizard's hood. They're often coloured.
Yeah, Jackie.
You don't like being called colored. Just so you know, they don't like being called colored. They want to be called African American or black or hoods of color. Yeah.
Jackie did not appreciate me using the hood on his episode when
he thought you were onto him.
Maybe.
Jackie was in the war, but it was on the wrong side, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And also, he made me change the title of the show because the original title was Jackie the Heckled Man Returns, and he did not like that. Oh, people gonna get the wrong impression. It's gonna put such a negative connotation. So I changed it just for him, but. Prima donnas, God.
I was gonna say there's some people they have to. Like Jackie's at a stage in his life where he has to protect his brand because he's too old to rebrand. He can't change. So you can't fuck with him right now. He doesn't have enough time left on his clock to rebrand
he seems a little confused about something. Now, I love Jackie, but he lives in a very nice area. He's got a beautiful house on the water.
Would you call it palatial?
Yes. All right. I'll call it whatever you want me to call it. Whatever you want me to call it, I'll call it that.
Weed.
Yeah. But he needs a new mattress. He's got this guitar. I did some. I did some checking on the value of this guitar. I came up with an estimate of $60,000 for this guitar. He wants to trade a $60,000 guitar for a good mattress.
I will
just sell the fucking guitar. Take $3,000, $4,000 and buy a decent mattress and pocket the other.
Matt, I'm gonna come back to America in about 4 or 5 months. Tell him to hang on, and I'm gonna help him out with that.
Screw you, Carl. I'm going up there with a catalog of mattresses for him to pick from.
I will buy him the best mattress he can buy. Just.
Oh no, it's on. It's on. I am not going to have some limey come and beat me out of a nice guitar like
I'm
that.
Taking colonial tax. I just need $60,000. That's all I need.
Right.
But not the taxation.
He even went as far as posting it online that he was, he would trade for mattresses. Like, well, just fucking mattresses are. You can go out and fucking find a good mattress.
Is it from the 50s or something?
It's a 63 Strat, a PCBS 63 Strat that he pulled off the wall. It's still in mint condition, no yellowing on the pickups, nothing.
But it doesn't have the original color though, and those of us who are of color, we like the original color. We don't want the Michael Jackson look on a guitar.
Oh,
and because it was sunburst
held up.
Yeah.
And it's missing the whammy.
Well, no, it's not. It's got the old-fashioned bridge that doesn't have a tremolo bar. How did you know that? Did he contact you and tell you that?
I told you I'm trying to get it. The only thing is he won't tell me where he lives because he says his blacks aren't allowed in his neighborhood.
That's
true. Why I asked if it was a palatial estate.
No, there's blacks in the neighborhood. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they're usually working
I think he'll be easy to find. I think I roughly know where his house is, and I'm.
You probably know where the weed is. That's what it is.
You can smell it. Smell his property coming in the summertime. Definitely.
Well, you just send a drone up with a thermal camera over the neighborhood. You'll find it.
And
hot house.
really, if you go to that neighborhood, everybody
He is
knows
touching
him.
all of their stuff.
I know.
And that's why Willie can't stay at my house. He just touches shit.
Yeah.
Is that like a giant Pez?
Gigantic Pez.
Unless that's for
yeah.
me. Okay,
Wow.
now you can
Pretty
come to
cool.
my house, Willie. Bring that with you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. To be fair. Does
Yeah,
look a bit like
Who doesn't want a big black Pez dispenser?
Now,
in there?
do they
ladies?
Hey, lady.
Do they actually sell candy that fits in that stuff? Like the big old. It would have to be like.
What do you mean by they?
Yeah,
Pez people.
Yeah, who are they?
I mean the Pez conspiracy people.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, have we lost Willie? He's gone playing with his Pez for the rest of the day.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't want him in your house, would you?
No.
Well, yeah, he has threatened to come here a couple of times, and I always, I'm going to be out of the country.
Yeah,
that
Willie's
week.
coming to your house. Hide your stuff if you don't want him to touch it, because he's going to touch your stuff.
No,
Napo, we'll have to arrange. I'm gonna try and come and see your
she showed
band.
me in the same manner that I showed you. I don't know why you're being weird.
Should I say goodbye to Govs now or leave them hanging?
You have to make up for lost time. You owe them. You owe them like 2
I'm
hours.
not grabbing.
So
I'm not grabbing
minutes
the
a day.
ones that are in their package. I'm not grabbing those.
Those would
You
be
shouldn't
the
be grabbing
safe.
other people's package. That's
Governors,
unless you're
give me
invited.
stage time. Goodbye, governors.
Yeah, the ones in the packages are safe to touch. Now I'm saying goodbye to Govs. Now over in brokerage this weekend, I just want to tell you from Governor's Comedy Club, gangster murder mystery from the Botchagaloops. Tony Walker, who runs Govs Radio, is the big kahuna over there. He wrote the play. He stars in it. And it's one that I've actually acted in with them. Now, they have not invited me to do this one this weekend, and good thing, because I would suck, and I probably didn't want to do it anyway. But Botchagaloops murder mystery at brokerage this weekend. So go check that out. Did I say goodbye?